Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dish Nation. Is a man whose voice is unmistakable, his grind is undeniable, and he says he's getting ready to drop his last album ever on us. Make some noise one time for the Snowman himself,
sir. What up,
Jeezy.
Whoop, whoop.
The legend of the Snowman.
Oh, that's the noise. Woo, woo. I like that. Okay, yeah.
Can't afford the air horn.
Hey, I get it.
You stupid.
Yo, so, we get to see you, once every year and some change,
right,
and talk to you about all the things you got going on. The fever pitch is still high. People always excited when you drop something.
Right.
But when you say that, hey, this is your last album,
right?
Thug Motivation, 104.
Yeah.
Really? Like, really?
It's the last Thug Motivation entry, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's the last, yeah.
The last Thug Motivation,
For
but
sure.
not the last album from Young Jeezy.
We got to get to that part.
Okay.
We can talk later.
All right,
We're coming in hot.
Because I think we're concerned.
Coming in hot.
Right.
But there's certain people we never want to see leave the game because, there are people in the streets who rely on you to deliver a certain message every year and some changes.
I'm going to keep it a buck, though. I'm trying to deliver the message another way, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to lead by example, open up some doors, and do some things that haven't been done, especially for Atlanta. I feel like New York got that.
Right.
LA got that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got that.
But it's weird that you would say that because when you look at the game as a whole, it seems like Atlanta has one of the most supportive musical ecosystems ever because, a lot of artists collab together.
Right.
A lot of people, have camps with people that you could be like, okay, this person's affiliated with that person. So
but that's the art, but that ain't the culture.
Okay.
That's like music. You know what I'm saying? But when you think culture, you think when you think of New York, it's certain people in New York that's really the staple that's done things outside of their art that push the culture. You know what I'm saying? You think of LA, you got those cats who, you got the Dr. Dre's who did stuff beyond the music that we got to sit back and go, wow. Even athletes that's done that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like to be a street guy, I want to do things that street guys haven't done and push that envelope because I just believe for me, it's just like when I was hustling, that was the thing. But if I would have stayed just hustling, I think I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Absolutely.
So that's how it is for me. I'm looking for, new things because I always feel like you gotta push yourself. You gotta stay motivated. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay sharp. You gotta want to learn more. You know what I mean? You take somebody like Will Smith. He was an actor. He was doing sitcoms, and he went to that to doing big movies. Now he's producing. Now he's putting his children in movies. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be that.
So what wilderness do we embark on post music?
The earth is my turf, baby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared of none of it. I'm with whatever. I just recently partnered with a tech company, Figures Wireless. We have the F3 phones, the Android phones. We have the F buds that translate different languages in real time through the earbuds. We got the flat screen TVs that you can watch from any continent, any country, their cable in real time anywhere. We also have satellites in orbit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that I'm into. Defiance Field. I'm not drinking as well now, but Defiance Field, my athlete water, Avion tequila as well.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Real estate, been killing that. I have Agency 99, which is my management agency. Like we manage brands, firms, and different partnerships. So it's a lot of stuff I'm into because when you coming from the block, you know what I'm saying, you really preparing yourself to be a businessman, like you're running a company. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if one product slows down a little bit, that don't mean the hustle stop. You know what I'm saying? You just find something else to sell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't about the money, it's just about, the rush of success of doing something and seeing it be productive. You know what I'm saying? For me.
Like when you look overall, right, it seems like people who come from a street background understand marketing at a street level.
Yeah.
They understand the
they
aspect of supply and demand.
That's
that's why
talk.
it makes sense for people like yourself to be involved in all these business ventures.
Yeah.
And expand their brand outside of what they're used to doing.
I mean, it keep me alive though. You know what I'm saying? Because even if I was, just doing music, I think I would get bored of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
we do.
Just, because it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, you just want me to go in the studio, make an album, and then you're going to go on tour, and then, okay, it's just like,
the same thing over and over again.
So after a while, you're just like, I still need something else to give me some inspiration to go back and make better music.
Mm-hmm.
And better things to talk about, new experiences, where I went, who I've been around. So it's just like, for me, I just try to live. Like, I respect cats that can take their lifestyle and make it a real lifestyle. Like, you ever seen the people that do things, and I brought that up in my last interview, like even with Magic Johnson, it's just like he took the art of ball, but like just look at what he's doing. He's living, but he's still doing business that has things to do with sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so he's still in it, but now he's like the big dog. He like the plug. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but you can't look at him. You know, it's crazy. Even I was out this weekend in New York, and just to even see Snoop Dogg in the club DJing, packed house,
Right.
playing Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing his records and it's going up. But I'm talking to Snoop. He's like, yo, man, I make real money DJing. Like,
Yep.
this is crazy. I get booked every night somewhere to play my own records. Could you imagine going to a club and Snoop Dogg playing Tupac? I'll lose my mind.
No, like, I think it's important that, like, you know, we find things to, you know, sustain us after the thing that we were known for. Like, some
Yeah.
people would never thought in a million years that, like, you know, you brought up Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, without basketball, Magic is nothing.
Right.
He became greater
With
after basketball.
basketball, yeah.
Absolutely.
His field of influence got, you know, massive. So what is, I think, you know, probably when you think about your legacy overall,
Right.
what do you feel like that thing that you're going to do post-music that will be greater than all things that preceded
I
what
think
you
for
did?
me, it's big business, man. Like, just ownership and showing cats that, like, you could take things and make them. What I did with Avion Tequila was, like, real. When I went and sat in that room and they tried to offer me money, and I told my business partner straight up, like, yo, I don't want anything. When are you planning on selling this? Let's talk about that, because I want equity.
Yeah.
And give me a goal. I'm going to go out here and do what I do because I want to show you my worth. You know what I'm saying? And basically that changed my whole life because that was a real productive deal. When they sold that at Pernod Ricard, that was a big boy deal. But I saw what they were slacking at, and I knew that was my that was my strong point. They weren't personable. They couldn't get out here and touch people. I was
Right.
like, I could do that all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I understood that. So my thing would be like connecting the dots, finding great products, connecting the dots, bringing it to the people. Not even like to peddle it off on them, but to be like, yo, I really rock with this. Like, I really drink water. You know what I'm saying? I really like this phone I'm doing. This black owned, by the way. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are the things that I'm doing, but it's like connecting the dots because you said it yourself. A lot of people have great products, but they're not from the streets. They don't know how to market.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Right.
like, when you see this snowman, like, I knew that's what I was doing. I was like, yo, this is gonna be bigger than me, this logo. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just Jeezy in the hood, but this snowman guy,
It's gonna be bigger than
a
anything.
3-year-old can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Which is why they probably tried to ban it, because it was genius at first until they, put
Realize
two and
what
two
that was
together. You know what
That's
I'm
not Frosty.
Okay.
Gotcha. You know what I'm saying?
No, we talked about your hustling past in previous interviews, right? But, like, when you leave one thing that you feel like you have a mastery over to go into something that's kind of like uncharted for you, like music was at the time,
Right.
did you ever think in 1,000 years that you would be a greater artist than you were a hustler at that level?
That's a good question. I tell you what, I didn't think I was gonna be a greater artist, but I knew I would be a greater artist than 7-5459 in the
Absolutely.
correctional facility.
No, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? With that number on the back.
Right.
That was my motivation. I mean, and I ain't knocking, none of my people going through the thing of, prison and incarceration. But I knew off the rip when I see my first 2-3 homies and my uncle get, 20, 30 years, like, oh, that's not for me.
Right.
I would lose. I mean, it ain't prison there. I would losing my mind.
Right.
Because my mind is like, if anybody know me, they'll tell I think all day, but that's just who I am. Like, I can't sit still. Like, I go. So it's like to sit somewhere and not be productive, unless I was running the whole prison. I'm selling cigarettes, oatmeal.
That's what you end up doing.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like, I got everything. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm a hustler. So
Right.
so for me, that was my motivation. But with this, it's like, I wanted to do business at first, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't going to let me coming off the street, you know what I'm saying, with my mannerism and just the way I was going about the, even, just the way I spoke, because I had to read a lot of books to get here. Like, I had to do a lot of self-help things people don't really realize, because I wanted to help myself.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to go nowhere and get burnt because I'm just walking into a room and I got hustle and I don't know what I'm doing, and somebody taking advantage of me. I already been through that. So I was working on myself to get in a position where when I get in these rooms that I can listen more than I talk, I can learn, and then I can think back and I can put a team of people around me to help me execute you know, what I was trying to execute and be fair about it instead of walking in the room with people and they already got advantage on me because they know the business better than I do. And I'm going doing bad deals because that's the worst thing you could do. Like, my record deal was terrible in the beginning, but a lot of people don't know the reason why it took a long time for me to put these last 2 albums out and why I had to throw a couple of duds out there is because I was trying to get my masters back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, man, the album is whack. Man, these 10 songs I had on my drive for 30 years, man.
Right.
I'm trying to get my masters, man. I need my masters. I'm not working for these people no more.
Right.
So now you in a space where you now have
I got
control
my
of your
masters. But that's the thing. Like, people don't understand your logic. They looking at the scoreboard like you competing with. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, I'm not about to do another album on my master. That's crazy.
Right.
I need all my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Right. So I might, you know, I put out like 10 songs here and did things here, and it wasn't even my best work, and I hated that. You know what I'm saying? I hated to work, and anybody know me, I work hard day and night, and I put my heart into it, but it's just like, I'm listening to the people around me like, yo, you gonna have to wait. So I can't give them a great body of work if the deal is not right. I got to give them what I got and sit back and wait. So you hear the fans, oh man, Jeezy, and I'm like, well, I got one more album left. And I'm not doing this, by the way,
right,
until we get the business together. So once we got the business together, which took a long time because they tried to stall me out.
Right.
You know, they tried to, you know what I'm saying? See how long I can stay in that water. You know what I'm saying?
Survive the storm, so you here on the island now.
Yeah, but that was the thing. It was like, I don't think a lot of people really, and what I learned about life, man, you got to move with like strategy and not emotions. Because I was being emotional about it because I was upset because I'm like, yo, I want to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like y'all holding me up. And it's just like, but it's business. You signed a contract. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to go get different lawyers because my lawyer in the beginning he wasn't shit.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Preach.
you know what I'm saying? He was in on it. They eating lunch together. So I got because I wanted to get out of the streets and I wanted to sign a bullshit deal not knowing because I just wanted the money so I can go buy my mama a crib, you know, put myself, because I didn't want to go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
That was I would have never signed a record deal if I thought that I could do all this by myself without putting myself. So I did what I did. But when I started getting around people and understand how the business went, they was giving me game. And I'm just like, I was embarrassed to tell somebody I was in a bad situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I feel like we got to be able to have those conversations with each other in a more open format too, so we can, like, you know, help get people on the right track so they don't make those same mistakes. So you was talking about like reading books earlier. Like, what were some of those books that put you on track, that kind of put you in a better mind state to handle?
It was just all of it, man. It was, you know, it was. And by the way, that's what I do now. That's how I serve. You know what I'm saying? I give that game back. I'll tell them, okay, hey man, look, really and truly. And I be straight up because Master P them tell me stuff all the time. It's certain people in the game that just give you game. And, you know, people might look at them because they ain't as relevant as they was, like, but they know.
They know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he telling you straight up, hey, man, that's not right.
Right.
I don't care how you cut it, slice it. The business is bad.
Right.
So then when you go back and sit with these people, you're like, damn, it's really bad. So I just started educating myself on different things. So I would rank like Think and Grow Rich, The 4 Agreements, you know, just all these different self-help books just to help me in every element of life, because I would go into situations and mess up what could be a great relationship with somebody because I wasn't thinking about it the right way. So I had to learn how to make relationships. You coming out of the streets, you're already thinking everybody out to get you. So, you know what I'm saying? You're already like, I'm going to do this one time. And I ain't even, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's about building that longevity with people. But when I started, you know, getting on these books, it turned me on to other people that was doing the same thing, and I would start learning stuff from them, and then it'll be a situation I might run into, like it might be a crazy lawsuit or something that you're back against the wall, but the people that you got around you, they can't handle that because this ain't their caliber of a lawsuit. It's beyond them. It's too big. It's if it go down too bad, I'm gonna be at the Popeyes down the street. I ain't gonna be selling chicken, but I'm gonna be selling chicken. You know chicken.
Trapping out the Popeyes.
Right.
Now,
but it just took those type of people to be around to be like, no, you need to go talk to this guy. But if I wasn't reading these self-help books and doing these things, I would have never been on the path to meet these people that can get me out of these situations that I was in. Yeah, it's real.
Now, we've been following your movements for a long time. Not an empty nester yet. You still got some young. How old is your youngest?
I'm still young, baby. Still young. The youngest is young, and I'm young. we young.
But you do got a kid that's out here in the world driving, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What you mean? You think so?
I mean, he drive. He probably just got his permit. No, I do. I'm just talking.
But like a nice little high end joint. Like the last time you came, I think you had just got him. I can't remember what the exotic model of the car was.
A G-Wagon, yeah.
Yeah. So usually kids when they're first car, they don't understand anything about car mechanics or the whole nine. Like, yo, so how's he doing with the upkeep?
He's good. He's working. I like to see him work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he's working. But he know he got to work to keep that. You know
He changed his own oil or?
Yeah, he got to do that. You know what I mean? But for me, it's just like you want your kids to have things you didn't too, but you just got to be careful too. You can't give them too much. You know what I'm saying? Because the world ain't going to get, that'd be my whole thing. Like the world ain't going to give you nothing. You got to get out here and work for it. You know, especially for somebody who came up the way I did. Mm-hmm. It's like the world didn't give me nothing, bro. But I ain't mad at them because if they did, I don't think I would be here now because I'll probably be somewhere, you know, complaining about everything that goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting out here, getting my hands dirty. Yeah.
Now, who do you feel like you have to protect the most in your inner circle because of who you are?
You know, I'm always protect the fam. You know what I'm saying? I keep and I try my best to keep my business out of the media because I feel like that's the only thing I have.
Right.
Absolutely.
My business is just like I don't feel the need to because I'm not using my business to make money, and I wouldn't sell my people or my soul to you know for it to be just some type of money involved or things like that. So for me, it's just like my inner circle. Even when it comes to my employees, you know what I'm saying? I talk to them personally. I be like, yo, I want you to be better than, you know, where you at. So, you know, you might want to try it this way instead of like looking at people and being like, you know, you're not doing something right because maybe they don't know, but they might be the loyalest person in the world. They really want to see you win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even from like family members to like, you know, my family, like my immediate family is like, you know, certain people that just can't go on the ground. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that because there's no need. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, especially coming from where I come from, it's just like you have to be that way because, you know, people are that's the first thing people go for when they want to see the turmoil. And it might not be physically, but if somebody know you love your sister, they might be the one to get in your sister ear. You know what I'm saying? Somebody know you love your mama. They might try to put your mama in a position where she looking at you different. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the world works.
Yeah. How's everything going with moms?
She's good, man. I played her the John Legend song. Yeah, she love music though. Yeah. So when I go see her, I just play her. You know, she love her old school music, and her thing is hooked up to mine. So I know when she download music. So I be pulling up on her like, come on now, you ain't finna keep playing this Betty Wright now. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But I played the John Legend song. She was like, who's that? I was like, it's John Legend. She's like, But you know, even with that record from the album, man, like I'm very proud of that record because I feel like if I had to write her a letter, it would be that. And you know how we come from as a culture, like we don't sit down and write people letters unless we in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like when the last time one of your homeboys like, yo man, I just wanted you to know it, gave you a letter. Like it don't work like that. But for me it was like just going in there and playing her the song and you know just seeing her smile. You know, like she might not know what's going on, but like that's where I get that's she the real MVP. Like that's where I get my extra burst of energy from because I know the people I'm really doing this for. So it's beyond just making music. It's like you just want to make these people proud because you only got one chance to be excellent. You only got one chance to be great, bro.
And it's dope that she's around to see it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes, you know, people check out early and like, you know, you feel the energy in what you do.
Crazy, bro, because I thank God for that every day. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been the other way. Right. So that's how I know it's something. And even for myself, bro, because when I get up in the morning, I ain't complaining about nothing. I might have my minutes. I'm like, but I'm like, how can you complain? It's like you still free, you still alive. You know what I'm saying? You still got a chance to go out here and do what you got to do. But you looking at people around you that's already in car. Like you know what it's like to sit down for 20, 30 years. When you get out your kids, it's grown.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Like life has changed. They got flying cars.
Right.
I remember Boosie got out. He didn't even know what FaceTime was. They told him FaceTime. He lost his mind.
Right.
Yeah.
He called everybody he knew. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me, man. This is Boosie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How he wasn't here for FaceTime.
But it's crazy how just being out the game or in the penalty box for just 3, 4, maybe even 2 years even in some cases, you will miss a whole wave of
everything.
things.
And jail is different. Not to say that, you know, I'm a fan of it, but it's like it's different now because you got these younger cats that are going, so that ain't even solid no more. You know, when you used to go, you know, you go down, you come, because you know the first time somebody come home, First thing, man, my man just did 10. They be proud of it. He just came home. Go tell him welcome home. I be like, yo, welcome home, man. Stay out. But in my mind, I'm be like, God damn, you had to do 10 years for somebody to tell you this shit, man. That's crazy.
That should have been common sense.
Right.
Now, I know you got to dip in a minute, so we're going to run through a few things. A lot of people talking about, the whole NFL thing. Jeezy and his involvement. Come to find out, he's not involved. But let's just say, if Jeezy's phone rings and they're like, hey, listen, we want you to have a little stake in the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, well, I'm taking it.
Getting down, right?
Yeah. But I'm calling Tip. I'm calling the homies.
That's right.
We're going to get some reform stuff going. I'm an activist. I've took my position there. I'm going to sit down with Cap. We're going to talk. We're going to figure it out. But I took that position, so if he tells me he's not cool with that, I got to take that for face value. Now, if I come back and I'm in Atlanta and I feel the vibe and it don't feel like it's right, I got to think about that because these are people I represent.
Right.
So I can't look at my pockets first, but the opportunity, I would love to be, a part owner of, to sit there with Arthur Blank and be like, yeah, so, this time we giving back to some schools in Decatur. Because I've done fundraisers with Arthur Blank, and I think he's a great dude. I never seen, and he got black foster kids. Kids that he's adopted. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell he's a real guy. So I can see a move like that. Now I don't think I would go out and try to get a team that I don't have a personal connection with just for the bag.
Just to be in it.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. The same people who are mad about that whole move are the same people who are going to be actively watching football on Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one thing as us as people, dog, we get mad, and that lasts for about 2 days.
Yeah, we got hot flashes of madness.
And that's real, though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
because
for real.
you just hear the numbers. Billionaire. You do this, you do that. My thing is, I can't really speak on it because I haven't talked to him about it, but I know him personally enough to know that, it's something that he's got in it that he's gonna do for us to be like, all right, cool. Because other than that, then why do it? You know what I'm saying? It's too hot of a situation. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're dealing with the culture, so it's like you don't want to put yourself in a position where everybody's looking at you like you went against us. I ain't never known him to do that. You know what I'm saying? And he normally, he calls me and asks me about stuff too. So I'm thinking if it was anything crazy, I would have got a call. Like, what do you think?
It's dope to be in those conversations. People ask you what you think.
I've been in those. It's crazy, man, because I've been in situations where and by the way, that's where I got my game from, because I was always young and hanging around older guys. But when I look at my mental Rolodex and think back at my highlight reels of being in the back of the car, back of the Maybach with Meech, and us having conversations, he would ask me things, what do you think? And I'd be like, shit, but I'm a straight shooter. So I ain't the type of guy that's gonna be like, yes, man, and just because I don't need you like that. We friends. Right. But I thought about that is being in the back of the Maybach with Meech and we talking, or being in the back of the Maybach with Hov and we talking. I was just one day I was just sitting, me and Hov was waiting to get on the jet, and I was sitting in the back of the car with him and we was just talking. But I was like, damn, the last time I was sitting back, I was with Meech, but now I was with Jay-Z, and it's just that's just crazy how life is. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. It's a blessing.
Word. So just gotta let people know, Thug Motivation 104.
T on 104.
You still crushing on Kourtney Kardashian?
No.
No?
Nah.
Are you sure about that?
That was, I was capping. Big cap.
You was capping?
Yeah, I was capping. Kourtney ain't my type.
She's the lowest mileage Kardashian. Why would we not want
I was just capping. He caught me walking out of a restaurant, and he asked me a question. I was just feeling good. I had my top drop. You know
okay,
what I'm
so
saying?
the ladies want to
brand.
know, when you looking for a lady, what do you look for?
You can tell them I'm a sapiosexual, man. I got sapiosexual. I gotta have.
Sapiosexual.
Yeah.
What is that?
Sapiosexual. It's I gotta have. You gotta mentally stimulate me. We gotta talk. We gotta be cool. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some intelligence to you. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So you got the baddest body in the world, but if you talk like you've been struck by lightning, it's probably not gonna happen.
Huh?
So you had the baddest body in the world, but if you talk like you've been struck by lightning, it's probably not gonna happen. You gotta have.
No, if we gonna, we can hang out, but if we gonna kick it,
right?
we gonna be around each other for real.
We got to stimulate each other.
Yeah, we gotta stimulate. I gotta learn.
Right.
Okay.
That's my thing,
That's
bro.
what's
I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Got you.
I can't just sit around you and look at you.
That ain't right. That's only gonna last for so long.
Saying it's gonna be somebody else with a better one. Then what we gonna do?
There it is.
Yeah.
So Thug Motivation 104 is out right now.
Yes.
Probably not his last album.
Don't say that. He said it is, so he said it is.
Probably. Come on, we need to hear more from Minister Young. I'm just saying.
Hey man, I was thinking about taking this motivational tour on the road, man. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? I actually really thought about it. I look at Tony Robbins, Les Brown, all them guys. I'm like,
And you could absolutely pull that off.
Yeah.
I believe you've been
career.
through things.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear
Yeah.
from somebody who's touched hell, know what it look like, and know what hell smell like, versus somebody who ain't been through nothing.
And the end on that note, just talking Thug Motivation 104 that's out right about now. I even really just got hip to Steve Harvey's story and how he came up and just hearing his struggle and just like listening to it on the motivational level and being like, wow, just really inspired because I didn't know he went through all that. Yeah. But he can very well be a speaker if he wanted to right now.
Yeah, he's
today.
getting it, man.
But that's that. Barack, my album's coming out tomorrow. It's out right now. Tell Barack to support me, y'all. I supported him.
He will.
Okay, cool. That's what it is.
He needs to put it on his playlist.
And Michelle. I like Michelle, the real one though.
She is.
I thought she was gonna do curls to it.
She is.
Huh?
You know, her arms is on point.
Or play dodgeball.
Who Michelle got arms?
Yeah, she got
Yeah.
arms. She can play Angela Bassett. I'm just saying. That's Young Jeezy,
Good
y'all.
to
Thug
know.
Motivation 104 is out right now. Be sure you support the man.